Okay, what we have here is a BMW motorcycle R75/6 from 1976, and it has about 80,000 miles on it. So what I'm doing is taking the top end of the engine apart. Still debating about whether to tear it completely down and measure everything up and see what sort of condition everything's in. As you can see, I got the left cylinder head and cylinder off here. And it was a bit of a struggle. I had to make a special tool to pull the cylinder off, which seems to be a relatively rare thing. When I've talked to other airhead experts, they say they hadn't run across that problem of actually difficulty getting the cylinder off. When I moved around when I started to work on this one over here, it seemed really stuck on. The cylinder seemed to be really stuck to the crankcase, and I'm not sure. As far as I know, this bike is original. Cylinders probably have never been off, but it almost seemed like there was some kind of gasket cement on there or something, because it was really just didn't want to move. And so what I did was to make a tool that was shown in the climber manual, basically a puller tool, and I'll show you how that works here. Okay, so what I've got here is, see, this is the tool that I fashioned. It's correction. I said climber manual. It's just listed in the Haynes manual. I don't see it in the climber manual. I don't see it in the factory manual. So Haynes has mentioned that you can make yourself a puller tool. Basically specifies the dimensions here between these studs. Okay, and then this is the center rocker box fastening stud here. So what you do is, then you can see I've got the nuts in place behind here, okay, on both of those on the diagonal. Then you basically snug down the nut that's holding the rocker boxes on usually. And then what you can do is sort of back up these, tighten down these nuts here, and in theory then pull the whole cylinder off. So the cylinder head is bolted back on, just snugged up a little bit here with the bolts, or with those nuts top and bottom, so the cylinder head is attached to the cylinder. And then basically what you're doing is pulling this stud against these two studs here. So let's go ahead and start to crank down now on that and see what happens. As you can see here, it's pretty tight, still tight against here. What I've done is to actually apply some heat here with a torch. Done this a few times now, and been applying pressure with the puller, and no success so far, but I'm continuing to apply heat here and also penetrating oil all around here as well. I've done that a few times now. So we'll start cranking down on this tool and see what happens. Okay, so I'm starting to apply some pressure here, giving this a few turns, giving this one up here a few turns. Okay, and what you can see if we look back over here is I think we've finally got some movement here. We'll just continue to tighten down these, and so what's happening is it's basically pulling against the center rocker box stud here. And I don't want to put a lot of force on this because this stud is pretty small actually. So this is threaded on here as basically as far as I can get it down there to hold that part of the tool on, and then cranking on these here. But I really don't want to put too much force on that rocker box stud. So as I'm cranking down here, let's look back here. It's actually, you can just see it starting to release. So it's finally worked. Okay, so we've got things backed up pretty well here now. It looks like this cast iron sleeve was really stuck inside the crankcase, but we've managed to pull it back now. You can see the tool's kind of maxed out here. This is about as far as we can go with the tool. So what I'll have to do is pull the head off then, and try and continue to pull it off here. But it looks like it was really stuck down in here. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. When I looked around, I did a lot of internet searching about this problem of getting this cylinder off, and I couldn't find anything. It didn't seem like the the airhead experts that I talked to had really ever encountered this problem. So anyway, it looks like a combination. If you make yourself one of these tools, apply a lot of heat to this joint, as well as a lot of penetrating oil, that over time you'll be able to break it loose. And also I should say too that usually what I had to do was to give a little bit of sort of apply a little pressure with a rubber mallet on both sides, kind of wiggle it back and forth a bit to get it going. I think a better tool here, better than this tool where you're actually drilling holes and has to be pretty precision drill measurements really to be able to make this tool pull straight on these studs, would be some kind of tool that has channels in here and here, so that you can actually get a little bit of movement back and forth and allow those studs, because I think what's happening is these studs are binding inside the cylinder or the cylinder head as well, making it difficult to pull off. So I think a tool with a channel here and here rather than a hole, sort of some sort of generic puller, might be a little more effective for this purpose.